Well, here we go.
Best of 5 games, level.
Well, that was we certainly had a very strange last match in that Darryl Selby really wasn't expected to do much against James Willstrop, and in the end James came off court really very relieved it didn't go to a fifth. It was very, very close, and this is a similar situation here. Nobody gives Amon Frankcomb a hope in this match, really.
I mean, for me, I always, when people ask me who is favourite to win, I always say, with this game is very, very different because it's one day up and one day down, as you can see. And sometimes players that coming up are play really well. And sometimes they win or actually they push the other opponent. Doesn't mean ranking doesn't mean anything now. So
yeah. Well, Thierry is known on the circuit as a slow starter. He does take a little while to get warmed up, doesn't he? And it's quite cold out there. He does have quite a rigid start, Thierry.
Yeah, I mean, I see always Thierry, like even in the practice, he's always very late to warm up, as he actually uses like these warm up creams and heating creams just to get himself warmed up. You can smell it like all over the place. Especially when you play him in the court, you're like, oh Thierry, mate, you need to chill out on the cream.
Well, there's another point for Frankcomb and the young Australian. I'm not sure how old he is. I need to check those biography screens, but he's certainly quite a baby face on the scene, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's about 22, 23, not more than that.
Well, Ian Furner, who used to do a lot of stuff on PSA Live, unfortunately he's gone on to bigger things. He's gone to work for a company who works with golf, so unfortunately won't see much of Ian anymore, but he's just popped in to say hello here.
I know, still miss it. He still miss it for sure.
Oh yeah, I think he misses the squash.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't miss some of the other sports we cover, but the squash is always special. And it's a great pleasure for me to be. I haven't covered a tournament since the US Open, actually.
I know. I've actually been talking to you only online. So it's great to see you back and doing the squash.
Yeah, it's great to be back as well. Yes. And seeing how the game's changed. And of course, since the US Open, Ramya Shaw's gone from strength to strength, and it's Egypt seems to be doing pretty well. And I noticed there's a few of us. Mohammed Abbas won in Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a young 16-year-old who's on the scene, Mr. Shabaghi.
Yeah, we got some players that are really coming up, and especially the juniors, and they all see Rami going up to top 10 now. He's 5 in the world, and everyone. I mean, it's great. They see us. Yeah. All Abbas wins in Malaysia. Everyone's doing well now, so it's good. Pushes the Egyptians. Yeah. Forward and stuff.
Certainly, I think it's not going to be too long before Egypt overtakes England at the top of the team rankings. If we combine all the rankings of the top players, it's looking very strong at the moment. There's a lot of good young Egyptians coming through as well.
Yeah, I think the next world team is going to be really a good event, because England's got a good team, France has got a good team, Egypt's got a very good team, and especially so it's going to be a really good challenge.
And of course Australia aren't too bad either, with Palmer and Ricketts.
Of course, yeah, Australia, Palmer, Ricketts and Boswell, and 3.
Yeah, that's 3 top 11 players. So
it's going to be very strong.
It's going to be fantastic. Well, we are covering the European Team Championships from Italy. We'll be over in Italy in May, where England and France are seeded to reach the final there. World Teams in India this year, and we do hope to be covering that in India. There's lovely width there from Frankcomb.
Got a good start in here. I mean, as you can see, Thierry's not always have a late warm-up start, but Aaron is doing really well for himself for the first game.
He's doing very well indeed, and Thierry was having a look there. I think he thought that he might have been down, but certainly wasn't. Well, we are on the 3 referee system here again, which seems to have gone down fairly well. And there's another good shot from Frankcomb.
6-3.
Here's a perfect example, really. I think Thierry would have definitely got. Mind you, that was very tight. But I think Thierry just physically looks a little bit slow, doesn't he, to start with? He hasn't warmed up at all yet.
He hasn't warmed up at all, and Thierry takes a while for him to get into the game. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the players that goes stronger and stronger every day in the tournament, and
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it's actually risky because if you play one of the really top guys that is, you know, coming up guys like juniors or something, and like, I mean, like Aaron, what he's doing now, he can steal the match like this.
Yeah. Just looking at the live betting, Frankcomb is 1.6 to win this first set,
Yes, left.
and Lincou is
6-3.
2.05. So the odds have just gone a little bit closer. As I don't know if they're listening to our commentary over in people who are setting the bets, but certainly is always the case. Thierry does tend to struggle in the first as he
7-3.
totally messes up
See, it's actually,
that shot.
it's not the best shot.
No, he's all at sea here at the moment.
I think Thierry gets a bit tense as well in the first game.
Yeah.
Always gets a bit tense.
Down. Hand out. 4-7.
He's trying to get his width and his length going, and this is where he gets tense if he start hitting tins and stuff, and the other player actually gets confident and start attacking on him. It's very mental this game.
Yeah. I think there was a really good point you made there actually, Weil, that Thierry does get stronger as the tournament progresses, and he is one of those players that as he does get through the rounds, you feel he's getting better and better all the time. And
It's his,
Left.
I mean,
4-7.
should have played that one, Uzi.
yeah,
Right side.
Easy winner.
Thierry's in a strange situation because this time last year there was only one man on the tour who'd beaten him, and that was Shabana in recent times. This year, well, he's lost to Gaultier recently. He lost to Gaultier in the US Open. He's lost to Ashura a couple of times.
Rami and
I'll actually check on his slide at the end of this game. We'll have a look at his tournaments, but it's quite interesting that a few more people have been able to beat Thierry, and that will be unusual for him.
he lost to Ricketts in TOC.
Yeah, that was a very strange match because it was very unlike Thierry as he's tinned that one from
Hand out. 8-4.
mid-court.
It's actually a good shot. I mean, Aaron was nowhere near it, I think.
Yeah, it was one of those fraction of an inch, wasn't it? Just nothing in it. Usually those are pretty good. And Frankcomb will be very happy at the moment with his start.
Yeah, it's good if he wins the game. He's going to give him much more confidence. You can see he's really pushing himself.
Straight to
Stroke,
Lincou.
yeah.
Hand out. 5-8.
Got too excited in this rally.
Yeah, very loose shot there, wasn't it? That's, of course, it's very different. Aaron Wundt have played a lot of squash on a glass court. So he's played a lot of qualification rounds in major tournaments, and this is the first time we've seen him on PSA Live.
Hand out.
Great drop. Great drop from Aaron from backhand corner.
Thierry tried to do a
Trying to do like a flick.
yeah, he was trying to. He was doing a basketball. His arms were going one way. But it's,
He's done a flick with his head, not with the racket.
Aaron read it.
Aaron, yeah, going to look for the head. I think this is an
Yes,
let.
left.
Oh, gave him a let, lucky.
9-5.
Yeah, he's certainly fast, isn't he? This Australian,
Yeah.
very fast in his feet. Watch this. He goes across very quickly.
It's got a nice style as well. I mean, typical Australian school. Got this very good looking style of playing.
Very free flowing and
Yeah,
moves around the court very quickly. But yeah, he's plays the game as it should be played, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this young man.
Down.
Oh, he's tried to go for the cross court there.
6-9.
see Thierry trying to hold him a bit now to the front because every time he drops, I think this is where Aaron plays good shots. He's good at the front. He's quick. You can see Thierry still, his width is not the best. As we got used to Thierry always playing tight to the walls. Still not used to the court yet. Not warmed up enough.
great rally here.
Rally from Aaron actually pushed Thierry with a forehand volley.
Oh,
That was a miss. That was a miss. He's done everything good except the finish.
yeah. I don't know if you can see that. We just missed the replay there, but well, yeah, Aaron just really dominated that rally all the way through, and Thierry was struggling constantly. And this is the thing. This is, you know, this is one of the difference between, like, you know, I think if you'd have been in that position, you'd just finished it off. That's the sort of thing you practice time and time again.
That's true. Now it's going to be a good test because this is where Thierry gets really strong when he's down at this point.
Yeah.
It'd be good if Aaron put his effort in to get these couple of points because here was Thierry playing really safe.
You feel that Thierry's definitely into his game now. You feel that he's actually flowing.
Not yet, but he will play safe. He will not going to take the risk as the beginning of the game. He will play very safe. This is what Thierry does when he's down at this point.
Ooh.
Lucky one from the back.
We'll see this one again.
10-7. Game ball.
Went in the
Oh, yes. Hit the back wall and sort of had a bit of spin on it, I think, and just sort of came out at a strange angle. Thierry wasn't expecting that. So 3 game balls to the young Australian. And there's another match that you might have thought would be a 3-love. As Thierry
And out. 8-10.
finishes that off. I think it's always one of the big differences with the real top players, that they're so good at finishing off
Yes, let's. 8-10. Game ball.
half opportunities.
bit of a good move from Aaron to stop the serve, just to cool Thierry down.
You think he did that tactically, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, let's.
And a let. I think it was a let because he waited a bit. You
Right
should have.
side.
Yeah, watch this again.
Yeah, he waited a little bit. He should have taken it from the front, and then that was. I mean, I could have got a stroke out of this. See, here's Thierry's trying.
Decision, please.
Got the three referees.
9-10. Game ball.
Bit of confusion there. We had a stroke, and we had the clenched fist, which is a stroke, isn't it?
I mean, I think one of the referees was just serve was really dodgy as well. I think it's a mess going on in here, this game.
Yeah. Thierry's back into this. One more point, and we'll have a tie break.
Thierry's trying to play, look, as you can see, trying to play safe and tight to the wall. See, this is where Thierry gets really. He's getting his ball tighter and tighter to the wall, getting the wet thing. If I'm in Aaron's position, I'll just take the risk and go for the shot.
Sorry.
I mean, he's got nothing to lose. Thierry's under pressure now. If he attacks, Thierry was not going to do anything unless hitting it to the back wall.
Well, one thing for sure, Aaron Frankcomb doesn't want to go to a tie-break. Out of the top 100 PSA players, Frankcomb is ranked 96, which is not very good. And he hasn't got the tie-break because he's taken